Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Hall and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ballchat. Greetings, football lovers. Happy Father's Day to the football family. Welcome to another episode of Ballchat Podcast. My name is Benton, along with the football family. Come on, Wagwan. How things? Happy Father's Day.
Things good enough.
Happy Father's Day to the men in your life, not to you directly.
I know. So I was like, happy Father's Day to you, to Junior, and to all the Ballchat family. I hope you guys have been spoiled today. I mean, the day not done yet, so maybe little extra things in the pipeline for later.
All right, you see that more year. Football family, Junior is away. Well, maybe, I don't know if he's away. He might be running late, right? Come on, that's a stipulation. So
Yeah.
He may or may not join us today. Football family, I hope all the fathers, like you said, Ballchat, I want to say happy Father's Day to all the fathers. A big up to all the real fathers, the ones who step forward and handle their business. As you know how we do it, Ballchat Podcast, all about reviewing some of the week's major news in the world of football. We have Euro 2020, we'll recap some of the big games in Euro. We have Copa America, Brazil is perfect in Copa America. We have Reggae Girls take a brief discussion on the Reggae Girls game against the US women's national team. Come on, have a lot to say as it relates to that game. We'll also have a thought and discussion on Khadija Bunishaw, her long-awaited transfer to Manchester City, as Khadija Bunishaw is now a Blue. So football family, it's a live and interactive show. If you want to take part in the show, send on your comments or questions. We're on Facebook at Ballchat. We're on YouTube at Ballchat Podcast. We're on Flow Sports at Ballchat Podcast, or Ballchat and Flow Sports. All right, come on, let's get to it. Last week, before we left the show, we discussed the tragedy surrounding Christian Eriksen after he collapsed last week in the Euro 2020 game. And we just want to give the football family an update on Christian Eriksen and his status. Christian has been through this is from the Danish Football Association. So he's out of the hospital. He was released from the hospital. He underwent a surgery, and Christian sent his greetings to those who supported him, and he also visited his team, and he's back home recuperating. Come on, your thoughts. This is good news, right?
It is good news. It is good news. I mean, it's not necessarily the end of his career, because I think it's basically a pacemaker, right? Is that what I'm understanding? That he got. So it's not necessarily the end of his playing career. It's just up to him if he wants to put the extra pressure on his body. But it's good news. I mean, he basically was out for the count during the game, but he was revived. The CPR was good. They got him going, and he's still here today. So it's good news all around.
Yeah, good news all around. I don't know exactly if it's a pacemaker, but it's something akin to that, where you kickstart the heart. From my understanding, pacemakers do keep the heart functioning at the expected pace, whereas this device that they implant in is supposed to kickstart in the event of a need for an electrical stimulation to kickstart the heart. But yeah, good news all around, and big up to Christian Eriksen. Continue to recover, family, and hopefully he gets back to full health. Let's go ahead and review some of the major games in Euro 2020. Your big side, come on. Your Italian side is officially into the next round. Perfect record. 3 games.
Look here. Are you surprised though? I mean, like, are you? We talked about this. I mean, we talked about it. And I think Junior even alluded to the fact that he thought that Italy is a dark horse or something like that. I don't want to give much props if him never says so, but if him says so, props to him. So Italy, they have not conceded a goal in the longest while. Mancini it is just a good look. It's not like England with all these name brand players, right? This team really, working for each other. It was, I mean, from the singing of the anthem down to the last tick of the game, Italy is going places.
Italy sitting at the finished the group at on 9 points, perfect record. Wales finishing second on 4 points with a one different goal difference. Switzerland in third place with a minus one goal difference, but finish on 4 points. We expect Switzerland to make it to the round of 16, right? Being one of the best third place team. That's the notion, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
And I mean, and I was surprised. I always say players need to be picked for the national team based on merit, right?
yes.
Shaqiri didn't do anything for Liverpool last season, but he's the star for Switzerland. He scored about 2 goals today, and he's played exceptionally well. So it's a little bit puzzling because he's supposed to be rusty, but he's actually the star for Switzerland. So I think they will squeak on the third place.
We know that Shaqiri is your baller. You've been an advocate for him at Liverpool when Klopp benched him or didn't play, gave him enough minutes. So yeah, but where was this Shaqiri in the other games? I mean, we saw today Turkey pushed them to the limit at the end when we thought the game was secure. They won the game 3-1, but 2-1 Turkey pushed up. Like Summer made some beautiful save at the end there.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, he hasn't been playing. And we talk about match fitness versus, training fitness. So it took a little while for him warm up. Now him warm up. Let's see what he can do.
Yes, let's see what's it. As we wrap up our discussion on Group A, Turkey. I had Turkey as a team that could potentially upset the apple cart. Are you disappointed in what Turkey displayed? The Turkish coach already is coming out with excuses. But are you disappointed with what Turkey? They are not even a single point. Come on, -7 goal difference.
Listen, I like when you say you had Turkey doing something. You never have Turkey in the equation. I really do. We never have them, so I'm not really surprised. Yes, to be beaten by everybody, not even, So yes, I am kind of disappointed because you think that all these teams have good enough ballers to kind of compete on the world stage, and Turkey has not been able to do that. But I'm not surprised. You might be surprised, but I'm not surprised. Who's Turkey?
Yeah, expected more from the Turkish outfit. All right, let's take a look at Group B, and let's take a look at Group B as we continue our quick roundup of Euro. In Group B, Belgium has already made it to the round of 16. Russia, Finland are also in the hunt. Belgium looking to kind of secure things up as they push into the quarterfinal rounds, or put into the round of 16 as they push going to the knockout rounds. Kevin De Bruyne, big difference for them now coming back from that injury.
If Belgium did not advance, then we would have been up in arms. We expect this because Belgium is one of the best teams out there. They have all the players that need. Lukaku is on form. He's confident. He's playing like a man possessed. You have Kevin. I mean, even their benches is somewhat okay. So you could see it. Even when they had the problems, they were not scoring the goals. You bring in super sub Kevin, and immediately the game was changed. He turned it on his head. So if Belgium did not advance, then we would have an issue. But this is just business as usual. We expect it.
We expected. Now let's take a look at Group C, where Netherlands and coach Frank de Boer already secured a spot. Ukraine and Austria. David Alba's Austria is looking to make it to the round of 16. Netherlands surprising us. They're playing entertaining football.
Yes. Because the first game, but I'm almost dash it away.
Yes.
Yeah. So for Netherlands, and I know Frank is your boy. So for Netherlands, the problem is this: we really don't know which one will show up. So when they get 3 points, we expect them to get it, but we're a little bit surprised that they did not wet the bed. So I expect Netherlands to move on and maybe be able to compete. I don't think they're going to get all the way to semis. I don't know. I don't see it.
Have Austria and Ukraine coached by Andrei Shevchenkov, and you think that Austria is punching above their weight with David Alba?
The group is.
So
I mean, like,
and
looking at the group, it's like it's a toss up. So
yeah,
the only really big name is Netherlands. Yes, Ukraine sometimes they do well in their competitions, but you were looking at it's a toss up. I mean, like any three of those teams could actually come second. So with Austria, I am not really sure, and I think there is goal difference is what's keeping them in third. So I really think that between Austria and Ukraine, it's going to be a toss up. I think Ukraine is going to grab it though because they're playing, I think, more aggressive football than Austria.
yeah, and big up to old man Goran Pandev of North Macedonia. He's rolled back the years, scored some beautiful goals in this tournament. Unfortunately, North Macedonia won't make it, but he's been quite entertaining. Old. You see, come on, don't say nothing about any old ballers, because Goran Pandev, what is he? 37 years old, still playing very good football. Right?
Mm.
All right, let's. Group D is the group of death, and Croatia definitely on the in a spot of bother. England has not secured this place for the for next round yet. There's a lot of talk about Jadon Sancho. Coach Gareth Southgate at today's presser said that he has a lot of inexperienced players in his team, even though they are explosive. To paraphrase his statement, even though they are explosive, he says we have a lot of inexperienced players, and we have to be careful as a staff with how we manage them. Are you giving much weight to that?
Hey, look here. All I know is that Southgate is going to lose his job. You know that song I say, you about to lose their job? They should play it every time them see me step on the pitch because it makes no sense. Yes, you might have one and two inexperienced players, but you balance it with experienced players. You have experienced players. The problem with England is that they have a whole bunch of star ballers, right, on the team. And it don't really equate into winning. You're out there and what you're doing is not working. Then you switch it up. I just don't think that Hurricane, I think, yes, Hurricane is the scapegoat, right? But he's the leading goal scorer in EPL. So you expect him to come and have a wonderful tournament because guess what? Hurricane is England. People just you see Hurricane is like scoring goals, the face on the flag is Hurricane. So now Hurricane is here. He's not living up to the hype. I would think that Hurricane is one of the biggest flops in this group stage right now. And I was thinking that Hurricane wouldn't start. But yet there goes Southgate again, pretending that he don't care about anything else and will start Hurricane. Raheem is the next one. I'm not touch on him because they know four people are gonna kill him because he's Jamaican. But I wouldn't start him either. They have to put on Sancho. He has something to prove. And I really think that Southgate, he needs to, change it up a little bit because what he's doing is not working.
And big up to the family military Gunnar, military Gunnar TV. The family said that don't they know that Hurricane don't start scoring until September? What do you expect? So big up military Gunnar TV for giving that humor out. To Gareth Southgate said in regard to Sancho, Grealish, Saka, and Bellingham, he says, quote, "We have got some explosive options, and a lot of them are young players and experienced in a big tournament for the first time. So as coaching staff, we are realistic about our expectation of them. Jadon is in that mix. He trained well last few days, etc., etc."
BS. Utter and complete BS. These are professional footballers. They're not academy players. They're not 16. If you were talking about Saka carry Arsenal on his back.
Yes.
So when you're talking about inexperience, I mean, which other opportunity will this young man get to shine like this? If him don't throw him out, he might use the experienced players, and they're not getting the job done.
And they're not getting the job
Put
done.
on the players who are you need explosion. Put on the explosive players. Put them out there. What do you have to lose, Garrett? I don't know how Southgate get the work. I really don't know. But anyway, it's a talk for next time.
And we'll get to the fixtures coming up in the middle of the week. Big games coming up in the middle of the week in Europe. But my final question as it relates to Gareth Southgate and the players that are not playing. As it relates to inexperience, my question is, didn't you know they were inexperienced before you take them to the tournament? Before you took them to the tournament, wasn't there a plan to play them? I mean, if inexperience is the excuse, then they shouldn't have taken them. He shouldn't have taken them.
But maybe he was thinking that they would have, right at this stage, they would have been running away with the group. So maybe he thought that he was going to be in a comfortable position, that they would be winning the group with points to spare, and he could have thrown the inexperienced players in together. And it's so crazy, because if you're going to talk about inexperience, you never have the more experienced, good enough players that England you could have bring. It's just a bunch of excuses. Yeah. Just say that you now have a good tourney and keep it moving. And no, it's not going home.
Let's see that football is coming home. Let's get step to Group E. And Group E, Sweden sitting on 4 points, Slovakia 3, Spain. Oh, Spain. Coach Luis Enriquez said he's focusing on the positive, and some of the positive is the attitudes of his players and the motivation that they've shown. To paraphrase what he said, they have their own destiny they have their destiny in their own hand, and he's focusing on the positive. What happened to the big bad Spain? Come on.
Oh, well, and by the way, what positives is he talking about?
He said the positives is that the team.
Listen to me. Anytime Morata get the ball, I am like, oh my, these are all my answers. I was even never bring Spain. My hand on my head like this. Morata missed more than him score for a big number 9. I mean, like, I never know. Let me know. Me the coach, my bench him. I mean, like, as a matter of fact, no, I'm not going to bench Morata. I'm going to play him on the wing, on either wing, or make Morata be an attacking mid. Because a striker is not his job. That is not his job. Him can't do it. So, for me, Spain is my artist side. Them keep drawing. And at this point, I really think that they might just miss out in advancing.
Yeah. Spain is in a spot of butter. Poland picked up a tie as Robert Lewandowski scored. Sweden, Isaac of Sweden, and the Swedish team seems to be punching out above their weight, leading this group. Very surprising from the Swedish outfit. Very surprising.
I'm not. What's the name of the player that the striker play for Real Sociedad?
Isaac. Is that the black man?
Yes, the black one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ISAK, I think. Isaac, or I'm not sure if I'm Alexander. Yeah, that player. Yeah.
I think he scored over 15 goals in La Liga. And all eyes are, and so, to be honest, he's having a very good tournament. So I think for Sweden, without Zlatan being there, hugging the limelight, I think they're playing more freely, and I think they're playing really good team football. You know, everybody defend, everybody attack. So I think Sweden will be okay, and I think they'll go through and they'll have a really good rest of the season.
Yep.
Not season, tournament.
Yeah, rest of the tournament they will. Wrapping up with Group F, the big group. France, Germany, Portugal, Hungary. Of course, Hungary. Marco Rossi's Hungary picked up a critical tie against France. Germany beat the brakes off Portugal. Your thoughts?
I was surprised because Germany has not been doing well. But, you know, I mean, yes, I was thinking it would have been a tie, right? But to really beat Portugal, and you can realize that Germany is not really a complete team, because at the end of the game, or the late in the second half, Germany fell asleep a couple times, and they almost allowed Portugal to come back in. So I don't think Germany is the complete team as yet. But I do think that they will advance.
Yeah, so Portugal's coach, Fernando Santos, said he took the blame for getting outnumbered in midfield, getting beaten in midfield. They were getting, pushed around in midfield. They were outnumbered by, Yogi Low added an extra player in the middle of the park to help them. But he said that he felt like his players could have defended better on the wings, and he's not passing any blames. Or he's not trying to single out any one player. How did your brethren, former Barcelona baller Nelson Semedo, finish that game? Goosen had him tied up in knots the entire game.
Look here, all I'm telling you is that some man agent, like good. The tournament, about the game yesterday, because he has not been having a good tournament. Let us say that.
Yes.
But yesterday, it showed, it poked holes in him. He's far from a complete player. He's far from being a 50% good player. He's an ordinary footballer. And yesterday, it showed. Seriously, because I'm like, for a seasoned, experienced man, I am to play football yet. To a seasoned, experienced footballer, on a club as big as Barcelona, he's making simple errors. Schoolboy, silly mistakes, come to think of it. So, he was poor. Very poor.
Yeah, he was very poor. But the entertaining, even though Portugal lost that game, and we'll get to the schedule here quickly. Well, the one of the most entertaining thing that occurred in that game was the sombrero or the pile of your baller, Mr. Rudiger, by the legendary himself, Mr. CR7. Come on, why your baller is getting embarrassed? And we cannot show this because of copyright infringement violation. We just put up the picture here. He piled our sombrero, Mr. Rudiger, and then he's calling. Come on, this is courtesy of MBR Madrid on Twitter. Come on, why did CR7 dealt with your Champions League footballer like that?
Hey, look here. It is what it is. Hear me? It is what it is. It was funny when we saw it, but guess what? At the end of the day, Portugal lost. So we talk about this. I like some Jamaican football game where you go and the man shift and pile you, salad you, and not go nowhere and lose all 10-0. Them something that not impressed. We're not high schoolers anymore. So yes, in pile my baller, but my baller them beat them side.
Tech pile on that. It was really something else. All right, let's get to the actual fixtures that are coming down. Group C matches and Group B and C matches coming on tomorrow. Ukraine versus Austria, North Macedonia versus Netherlands, 12 noon Eastern time. Finland versus Belgium, and Russia versus Denmark. We are all some sort of a support of Denmark, right? Because of the whole Christian Eriksen situation, right? Come on. We want Denmark to do well.
Yeah.
We want Denmark to do well. And as it pertains to the Ukraine-Austria game, you said that Ukraine will go ahead and make it to the next round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So, and the other fixtures coming up Tuesdays and Wednesday fixtures, we have Czech Republic versus England. Come on, call it. Wednesday at 3 p.m. Croatia versus Scotland. Also
2-1 Czech Republic.
How can England lose?
2-1 Czech Republic.
Okay.
Listen, they've been lucky so far. They've been struggling so far. And listen, Czech Republic is supposed to smell blood in the water. England is wounded. It's a wounded animal. So either you just shoot it, put it out of misery. I think Czech Republic is going to really dominate England tomorrow.
Pray for England. England will find a way. England will find a way. We need England in this tournament for the entertainment when they eventually get knocked out. Group E, Sweden versus Poland, Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern time, and Slovakia versus Spain. This is a tough one.
Yeah, but Sweden and Spain.
Sweden and Spain. So Robert Lewandowski will not make it to the round of 16. And on Wednesday at 3 p.m., Hungary versus Germany, and Portugal versus France. Portugal need a victory to guarantee. I mean, either way, you do expect Portugal, France, and Germany to hopefully make it into the next round from this group.
I do, but I do think France is going to beat Portugal and Germany is going to beat Hungary.
Now, so this is a rematch of the 2016 European Championship final where Portugal defeated France.
Not this time. France, I think, even when Griezmann playing with one leg, I think he gives France that extra edge. He's always working. I mean, Kiro Mukosim, Kiro, the final third is his problem. But everywhere else on the pitch, I wonder if he's the energizer bunny. But you know what? You see, keep them like step. But anyway, but I do think that France will have the edge. I mean, Portugal is really, I'm not gonna say a one man team because they're not gonna disrespect Bruno.
Oh,
You have one man, but you have old man Pepe, what, 32, 33? I
and
mean, like,
he has Ruben
30
Diaz with
enough.
him.
So, yeah, well,
Ruben Diaz with him. Man City's
listen, man,
player of the
listen.
year.
So I think France will outman Portugal. There, I mean, like every position you have world class and great footballers for France. You can't say the same thing about Portugal.
Yeah, yeah. And yo, the French players should look for Mbappe should feed on Mr. One Nelson Semedo on Wednesday.
Yo, I mean, like, me more pass through, more
Yeah.
pass speaking.
Send for the sacrificial lamb. I suspect Fernando Santos will not play him or will give him extra help if he does have to play him. All right. And so let's step away from European football or European Championship to Copa America and get your thoughts on Copa America. This is proper football. Come on, proper football. Brazil is the perfect in this tournament so far. They're really the top notch team. But we saw an excellent game with Argentina and Chile. That was a magnificent football game. Your thoughts on Copa so far?
You know, Argentina on my side, right? But you can say like, yes, Copa of quality like fancy football and whatever. But when you compare it to Euros, it's like, yeah, watch Red Stripe Premier League. And Premier League, English Premier League. The quality kind of, it does look like a poor man's tournament. But anyways,
Wait, I take offense because I actually prefer the Copa a mile ahead of European football.
I don't, cause you like fancy football. You one of them Brazilian, they were like the Neymar dance over the ball or whatever. I couldn't care less, kick him down. I don't care. But it's okay. You have one and two teams. I'm say could have stayed one, but if they could have stayed them yard for all I care, because the football was just blah. But Group B is good. Argentina. I mean, oh God, can we just win a thing, man? Please, can we just win it for Messi? But it was the Chile Argentina game so far to me was the best game so far of the tournament.
Yeah, I mean, and we are seeing the end of an era here when it comes to some of these players in South America, right? The Uruguayan players we don't expect the El Matador, Edson Cavani, and Suarez to make it to another tournament. This fantastic Chile team with Gary Medel, your badman, gangster footballer Arturo Vidal. You don't expect to see these guys at another Copa America. So for me, it's really great to see them, as old as they may be, roll back the years and grind out victories or grind out games. And European football.
And they're playing good football. It's not that they're there just to be on the spot. Them out there really have put them body on the line.
Yeah, they're playing some good football. And I mean, the Euro for me with football is sanitized football. Is you take football and you polish it and you do all this editing and present it in a nice little package. Whereas for me, the Copa America is just hard-nosed, raw football, skills, broke up tackle, all in one. I enjoy it. Enjoy.
Drop and from, roll, dive. You mean like, yeah,
Yes, yes, yes,
I
yes.
got it.
And as it pertains to Group A, like Brazil, the top four will go through it. There's gonna be games here where are gonna be meaningless games. Like you said, Bolivia is definitely should not be in this tournament, but they also play been quite unfortunate. But I want to highlight Peru and get your thoughts on Peru. The fact that Peru was a finalist in the last edition, the lack of really impressive show from them. They've lost Farfan, which was an exceptional footballer for them. Your thoughts on Peru and the outlook for Peruvian football, knowing that they usually present a competitive outfit in Copa America?
I was disappointed with Peru. I don't know. I don't even see my baller, little crooked one. But anyway, so
Those are the views. Hold on.
he tested positive. Let's say it's not me. He tested positive. But yeah, Peru. I think they need to, the new generation. Bring in some players and kind of get the program going again, because they're on the same level as Bolivia, and that is sad to see, because Peru was one of those teams that gave the Brazils and the Argentines and the Chile a run for their money, but this time there's a poor showing from them.
Yeah, poor showing from them. Copa America continues tonight. Games going on right now as we speak. Venezuela versus Ecuador is currently tied at 0-0, and Colombia will play Peru later on this evening. Let's step away from Copa America and discuss CONCACAF football. Let's get your thoughts on the Reggae Boys and the Reggae Girls. Come on, the Reggae Girls played the U.S. last weekend since we were last here. Your quick, heavy, high-level takeaway from the game. The game ended 4-0 for the U.S. team. A good thing we didn't do a wash along.
I'm an answer that everybody expected a 6-0, because US always give Jamaica like a 6, like a nice round 6 or 7 or 8 number. 4-0 is a bad scoreline, but it really does not reflect the game. We should have actually lost by more, probably 3 or 4 more goals. But you can see the work in progress with the Reggae Girls. As my sister said, Blackwood is not a defender. She's very good going forward. She's like either attacking mid with something, but she's really not, because she fell asleep on a couple of the plays. Eventually led to a goal by US. But I think with this group of players, they're fast, they're strong. For me, the standout player of the little series of Jamaica played 2 games, to me, was Jody Brown. Jody Brown, at one point, I thought Jody Brown needed a sub, but she played basically the entire game, and she was running all over the pitch. Her fitness level is really good. So I think if we keep this group of players, as I said, Chiny Lou, Asha is also my ball. I'm surprised she did not play the second one, because she would have been a good player to break up the pace for US. Because trust me, I always say Dunn is my player. Crystal Dunn from the US is my player. They're really not going past her. So we have a good group. There were some positives. There were good things, bad things. But for a team that has not been playing together, didn't have a lot of training time sessions, I think we will be okay.
Yeah. Positive signs for the Reggae Girls as they get ready to prepare for 2023 World Cup, Women's World Cup qualifiers. I thought, like you said, the score, I didn't expected a 4-0 defeat. I expected something more than that. But all in all, the ladies took care of business. There were defensive lapses. Campbell and Denisha Blackwood, of course, should not be in the defensive setup. But Coach Busby, go on, do your work. You have a body of players to work with. So ultimately, as World Cup qualifiers comes around, we do expect Expect more from the Reggae Girls. Big up to Geralda Haynes. Geralda Haynes says Copa over Euro. Paraguay is well courtside playing good football. Yes, Copa over Euro any day. Geraldo Haynes. And Paraguay, he's saying, well coached, well coached. Big up to Miguel Amaranov and the Paraguayan team. Come on, as we continue our discussion around football that occurred this week, but one of the major news that occurred. Khadija Bunishaw, Reggae Girls, now Man City player, has officially joined with Man City for a 3 years deal from one of the reports I saw, a couple of reports I saw. Your thoughts on this this transfer? Come on.
It's a good move. I mean, it was inevitable. She outgrew the French league. You know, she left there, the highest goal scorer. So it was just a move, but it was weird. And so in one of her interviews, she said that Raheem Sterling played an integral part in getting her over to Man City, because I'm sure you had other teams that wanted her. I mean, she's strong, she's fast, she's a goal scorer, and that's what you want from a number 9. For me, for Man City, even though what's her name, Rose Lavelle is a midfielder, but she's a good player. And my worry was that Bunny would go over to Man City and fall in the same problem where she wouldn't get any playing time. But when you look on the roster, I think Bunny Shaw's services will be well utilized and well needed. So, it's a good move for her. She goes somewhere where she'll be comfortable. She know people. The Jamaican community over there is really, really big, so she'll get the support. And right away, me unfollow our whole team and unfollow Man City women. So I know 100, Jamaicans that did that. So big up yourself, Bunny, and we're very proud of you.
Yes, very, very proud, very, very proud of her and her accomplishments. She does she immediately fits a need, and we're looking to have Coach Kadish Fishley on, who definitely is the expert when it comes to women's football. If she joins us, we'll get her thoughts on this. Does she fit a need for this Man City team? Come on.
She does. I mean, as I said, she's a proven goal scorer. And the English league is rough. When you watch the games, I mean, there's a physicality to the game that she will definitely fit right into. So you don't have to worry that she flimsy or she wants some lamp like Kai Havertz. She don't want all of that. She's strong, she's fast, she's scoring the goals. Any team would have been lucky to get her. And I think she feels that immediate need, that immediate spot. Competition should be there, but it's good competition. They got to raise our level, and we need that. We need somebody's level to be up there when we are playing World Cup. You understand me? So I think this is only great for her. It can't go in. We can't look at it any other.
Yeah.
If during the season now, Man City bench her, they will forget unfollow Man City and start quarrel.
Big up to the Reggae Girl, Khadija Bunishaw for making it to Man City. So you have Khadija Bunishaw at Man City. You have Alison Swaby at AS Roma. So the Reggae Girls definitely getting more top flight football. So this should bode well for the Reggae Girls when it comes to World Cup qualifiers later on. So continuing our CONCACAF roundup and before we get to Jamaican football, come on, there was a lot of talk, a noise about who's gonna make it, about Curacao, about St. Kitts, but ultimately it's the usual suspect that made it to the CONCACAF octagonal round of 8, round of the third round, 8 teams, final round qualification. Your thoughts?
I was so upset because Curacao are my team. I expected Curacao to at least make it to the next round. Panama is a good team, but I'm not sure that they're really better than Curacao, and the game indicated that as well. To me, it was relatively easy, and for Curacao to lose on 2-1 aggregate, it's a little bit painful. So I wanted them to go through. Haiti had a harder task because Canada is really on fire. You have Kyle Larin, you have the guy New York Revolution name, not remember what name, very good player too. And then you have Alfonso, who just a marshal the entire pitch, come over with him show ourselves from Bayern Munich and mash up people's side. So I wanted those two teams to advance, but unfortunately they did not. So El Salvador, moving on.
El Salvador kick up the Sugar Boys of St. Kitts. Big up the family in St. Kitts. But come on.
Are we gonna talk about Trinidad? But Trinidad too is just as disappointing because I remember when Trinidad it was always Jamaica, Trinidad, Jamaica, Trinidad. All of a sudden, Trinidad done that butter with Curacao. You're like, where are you, Trinidad? You're nowhere to be seen. The coach has been, accountability. But let's see how it goes for Trinidad the World Cup.
Big up, Prime Minister. Prime Minister said, big up, family. And of course, Trinidad was in the same group with St. Kitts and Brethren, Trinidad, the Soca Warriors would have been much more competitive than the Sugar Boys. I think the final aggregate of the El Salvador St. Kitts tie was what, 7-0? 8?
6-0.
6-0. Okay. But so
and Haiti, and Haiti the aggregate was 4-0 with Canada. And with Haiti, you're like, I think they're digressing. They're not advancing their football.
Yeah.
I don't know. Haiti is not, with Haiti, when they played in the Gold Cup, you saw glimpses of a good team. This showing was just really, really poor.
Yeah, but if the goalkeeper keeps making errors like that, come on.
Listen, let us not do that. The goalkeeper made one error.
They lost the
by 3 goals. No, we can't blame it on the goalkeeper. Listen, I always hear my sister tell our players do not play it out from the back if you're under pressure. I have no idea what that was. So anyway, whatever.
Yeah, but he wasn't under pressure.
It's under pressure because his eyes got the player wasn't really far. The player did half the upper, halfway line. Then we have to play around you, the 18. But anyways, as I was saying, it was only one goal he made, slipped through his hands. They lost by three goals. So we can't put all of them.
Yes, we cannot. We
learned. But look at this. We see bigger goalkeeper and not make same fool error like we see Lloris. How you get beaten at your near post? Kepa. The young man will just learn from it.
Yes. Hopefully the goalie learn and grow from this. Definitely. Let's take a quick peek at the schedule for CONCACAF World Cup qualifier schedule for Qatar 2022 coming down. Canada, Honduras, El Salvador, US, Panama, Costa Rica, Mexico, and Jamaica. The Reggae Boys are the teams in the final 8. 3 teams make it to Qatar, where the top 3 make it straight to Qatar. The 4th place will play an intercontinental playoff for the chance to get to Qatar. Let's take a look at Jamaica's first game. I know we have a lot of time to dissect and discuss these things, but Jamaica plays Mexico September 2nd. They will play Panama September 5th. They play Costa Rica September 8th. Interesting first 3 matches here for the Reggae Boys. Come on.
That you call it?
Yeah,
we under a pressure we under. That's real. Like them couldn't start with a little dibby side like USA. Mexico is on fire. Don't let the loss to USA the other day kind of dim them lights. This is going to be really, really rough for Tapa, but according to everybody in Tapa, we trust. So we will see if and is Mexico at a yard?
Yes.
If Mexico is away, so the first game, and so this is the thing. This is why Junior always said, Gold Cup, whatever. This is why Gold Cup is very important. Gold Cup is a tune-up. For me, it's a tune-up tournament. So Tapa can know where he's at, what players he can rely on, because our first 3 games are going to be really, really hard, really rough games.
So the 2 out of the first 3 games are on the road. Both the games in Mexico and Costa Rica game, they're both games on the road.
Yeah, so Mexico. So we play in Mexico September 2nd. We play at home September 5th. and then we play away to Costa Rica September. So a lot of traveling, a lot of. I mean, the games are why them do this? The games are coming so fast behind each other, so we need a deep squad. Tapa needs a bench that he can rely on, because these games are coming really fast.
Yeah, it's a lot of traveling in those what 6 days, 6 days. 7 days. There's a lot of traveling. Of course, you're gonna go
Yeah,
to
the
Mexico.
second, then the
Yeah.
next game is the fifth, then the
Yes.
next
Yes.
game is the eighth.
Yes.
Madness. The 1 week off.
Yes,
Wow.
yes, it's a lot of traveling, and the Reggae Boys on October, so they will take a break. So because of the pandemic, they've really, kind of pushed things together in a very tight FIFA window. So we will see, but I agree with you that this Gold Cup is quite important. Huge World Cup, big World Cup. And regardless of what anyone else want to say, I think it's huge to get the team that type of one. Now, speaking of the Reggae Boys, the coaching staff had a new addition. Mr. Paul Hall, the shot man himself, has joined the coaching staff. Currently academy coach with QPR. His contract will run from the Gold Cup to the end of the World Cup qualifiers. He's going to be in charge of, going to be involved in camps and going to be at games. It seems like some sort of part-time deal set up. Come on, your thoughts on this hire?
It's interesting. It's weird. It's curious. And I'm thinking Paul Howell must be the England or the English whisperer. It's like when I'm going for the German who whisper to Timo and Kai. Maybe that's what Paul Hall is, because I don't understand. We have a part-time assistant coach who lives in England. Who lives in England. So guess what? Jamaicans, it don't make any sense. You go there and get your coaching license, because Paul Hall lives in England and get the part-time work. I just think it is curious. He was a very good footballer for us. Must be a good coach. A QPR coaching the academy, whatever. And it's going to be interesting to see Paul Hall's style versus Jerome Waite versus Tapa Whitmore. So it was just curious and interesting, and it just don't make any sense to me. But I guess the JFF knows best.
Paul Hall is very grateful for the opportunity. I mean, he's always, one of those guys who's very humble from what I, seeing of him.
But I didn't want him to stay, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, what I didn't want him to stay.
But like you said, it's with the history of Paul Hall and Tapa Whitmore. They've gone through World Cup qualifiers, World Cup together. Does that relationship help bestow or build the side better for something? You have another man in the camp.
They play football together. Not because they play football together means that they're friends.
Yeah, but you have another. But I suspect that the JFF will not hire somebody who can't get along with the head coach. So I think this is a Tapa Whitmore approval hire.
Okay.
That's my assessment.
I just think it's just interesting that we get an assistant coach for Jamaica who's part-time that lives in England. We have John Barnes, who is currently unemployed. It could be a full-time assistant coach who have the same qualifications and I think knows a little bit about football. So I mean, I am not saying it's a bad thing. It's just that it's interesting. A lot of people that I've talked to in the sport world, in the local football fraternity back home, they think it's weird as well. But hey, that's the next one for put on the book.
Now we keep an eye. Welcome Paul Hall to the family. JFF President Michael Ricketts said that yes, he has signed a contract. Quote, yes, he has signed a contract, and it is with immediate effect. He will add quality to the coaching staff, especially since we have so many English-based players in the squad.
I'm telling you. I mean, like, Tapa is not known as a great orator, right? So maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they need maybe because they must say Hector now listen. So maybe it is a language barrier where Hector now hear when Tapa say kick out the ball, clear the ball, not Hector, whatever. So now Paul Hall will say kick the ball, Hector, not their Hector, and him will do better. So I'm just saying because it's just curious, but whatever, JFF. I hear Patty Shop. Continue running.
Football family, before we get to the Yard Ballers report, of course the Reggae Boys released their provincial squad for Gold Cup. We're not going to drill too much on that. We have Junior and Kadish joining us. Junior, Wagwan family. I guess he's not officially on yet. Kadish, are you there? Seems like but so back to the powerhouse.
Wait upon my how much of the thing?
No, I mean they're admitted and they're all in, and we're not hearing from them. So let's see. You know, unmute your button, guys. Unmute the button. But let's see as it relates to Paul Hall. I mean, he the president says we hope that we will get some positive results. Already, he seems to have a synergy with Coach Whitmore. So, I mean, all hands on deck. Come on, any help is needed, and he has a A license, a UEFA A license. Should Tapa worry about any sort of watching over his shoulder sort of deal with Paul Hall, a guy who seems to have more credentials?
Absolutely not. Listen, Tapa's job is safe. Tapa is the only coach they could find to pay the chicken fee that they're paying. So I'm not to worry about that. Tapa's job is completely safe because nobody else will come coach them full money there. So he's okay. I mean, I think people would be really upset because they like the fact that Tapa is a local hero and he's the coach, the head coach for the national team.
All right, head coach, see it, talk the truth. I have Kadish Fishley joining us. Coach Fishley, Wagwan family, how are you? And we're still not hearing Kadish. Let's continue to discuss the Reggae Boys. Come on, your thoughts on this provincial Gold Cup squad. The final squad will be announced on June 30th. There's a lot of people.
I have two questions to ask.
Who you want to ask? Me or
no? Me need to ask. Like anybody who is watching, anybody who's watching, they can comment on this, agree or disagree. But what is it that Martin Davis and Nico Brett have to do to be included in this list? It's 60 names. Bring them out there. How many goalkeepers on the list? 8? There's Tapa. Martin, I don't care what anybody wants to say. They're talking about the league that he plays in. Then bash USL, and it is USL heavy. Nico Brett scored his 51st goal yesterday in USL, and he cannot get a spot on the 60-man roster. Tapa, what Nico have to do? I mean, like, which wide fold Nico Nyam? I mean, like, it makes no sense. He is producing, but can't cuss and say USL is a good team and still step up the whole of them and bring them over. They came over Nico Brett. You must be crazy. Yes, it is a provisional, a preliminary roster, so more likely might get cut. You know, go to 20 facts there. Aka, I love you, good youth. And Aka, sorry, it is madness. I get it. You have to put some names out there. But Nico Brett Tapa, I mean, like, come on, 51 goals in his career in USL, and he still can't get a bus. Martin Oversaw, get ready enough stuff. I wish Canada would scrape up Martin Davis. I mean, like, just scoop him up and take him because who do not deserve him? He's a good, explosive, young player who is putting in the work, right? Him could have for a long time, but Martin decided that him going to stick it out and do him best. Now his team is playing in Europa qualification or qualify. And you could have put him in a 60. He must have been your white for, but anyways, it's madness. So I'm here to see the cut down, the paring down of the roster because it's going to be interesting. We'll see Papa Fufu.
All right, Michael Antonio, Leon, Bailey, Brian Brown, Corey Burt, Norman Campbell, Javon East, Junior Flemings, Owen Gardner, Romario, Blake, Torgat, Romario Williams, Bobby Reed, Divock, Orgil, Shavar, Nicholson, Colorado, Murray, Kemal, Malcolm, Dean Kelly, the old man.
Colorado, Murray over Nico. Money.
Andre
Colorado, you have good youth, but no. Sorry, continue.
Those are the attackers. The midfielders, Jasheen Anglin, Jordan Cousins, Kevin Isaac, Daniel Johnson, Kevin Lambert, Luca Levy, Jamal Lowe, Terry McGee, Siobhan Marsh, Ricardo Morris, Ravel Morrison unattached, Casey Palmer, Kaheem Harris, Kemar Roof, Kevin Stewart, Lamar Walker, Javon Watson, Haka unattached, Devon Williams, Chivani Willis, and Peter Lee Vassell. Peter Lee Vassell has made his return in the provisional squad. It's a whole heap. It's a whole heap. Amari Bell, Javane Brown, O'Neal Fisher, Wesley Hardin, Michael Hector, Kemar Lawrence, Gregory Lee, Demian Lowe, Curtis, Wally Paniem, Alvas Powell also is in the team for the provincial 60-man roster.
Alvas not play from Wapikill Philip. One, remember the goalkeeper then?
And the goalkeeper is Amal Knight, unattached.
Amal Knight, no club. Stop it. I'm like, when was the last time Amal player? You say all you topper. Anyway, go on. And Nico.
Dwayne Miller, Jadine White, Kamar Foster, Andre Blake, Dillian Barnes, Dennis Taylor, Akeem Chambers. Yes, I will be a goalkeeper. This is
what? Goalkeeper. Just because you don't want to carry Martin and Nico.
We're going to link up. We have Coach Khadij Fisher joining us to get her thoughts on the transfer of the big baller Khadijah Bonishaw to Man City and the Reggae Girls game against the US. Khadij, Fisher, Coach, how are you doing?
What's up? I'm doing good.
Happy Sunday, football family. All right, so you're the expert. Khadijah Shaw is now officially a Man City player.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the move?
It's big for us as a country. It's big for women's football as well, and it's big for young girls coming up to say, I can make it that far. No, we never had that before. She's our first Jamaican-born player in the WSL, and hopefully there's a lot of firsts to come. I'm very proud of her. I'm very happy for her. And as you can see, I wear my Jago shirt today because past student.
Yes.
So yes. As a past student, I'm happy that she has made it so far as well.
Yep. I asked Kamon this earlier, does she feel an immediate need for the City team? We have seen a lot of big ballers go Man City and not really make it. You know what I'm saying? We're not calling her name. But what you think that she can meet these expectations for the City outfit?
I think she can. I think she does feel an immediate need because right now, as a center forward, the only person in front of her is Ellen White, and I honestly believe and. A lot of people are going to say that I'm crazy, but if we play Ellen White and play Bonnie behind her, and I shouldn't even be giving the City coach any ideas. But Bonnie's best position is behind the striker.
Okay.
She's much better behind the striker, and if they do that, then Man City are a different team. And if not, if Ellen White needs to be rested, Bonnie can always be the focal point up front. So she does feel a need. They had no depth in that position last year, and they suffered because of it. So she does feel a need.
Yep. Bonnie, in an interview with the Man City website, I can't remember the first name of the journalist who conducted the interview. I think her name is Otway, the last name. Bonnie said she doesn't mind drifting out to the wings. She can play on the wing. Is that something that I don't say Bonnie has no fast baller?
She's actually fast. Okay. For her size, she's surprisingly fast.
Okay.
But I don't see her displacing the wingers that Man City currently have. Well, Chloe Kelly is injured, but once Chloe Kelly is back, and then you have Lauren Hemp on the next side, I don't see Bonnie displacing any of them. The best position right now would be behind Ellen White, as I said. That's the best position to put her in my opinion.
Okay. As we wrap up, quickly, Jamaica got 4 last week from the big bad USA. Mm-hmm. Your thoughts? I mean, it wasn't too bad, right?
Actually, I was honestly expecting more. So the scoreline to me was respectable, and it's as respectable as a 4-0 scoreline can go. USA averaged 7 goals against us over the last couple of years. 7 goals every game. So to get 4 and then to create the chances we created, and we did well for ourselves. There's some weeding out that needs to be done, some players that need to come in, and we just need to get our girls playing some more, and we'll be fine. We'll be great.
Yeah,
I think we can qualify again for the next Women's World Cup.
Yeah, and hopefully, I think that it's looking good for the Reggae girls to make it to another World Cup, but we don't want to count the chicken before they hatch. Do you know if any other games in the pipeline for this unit? I mean, of course, minutes on the field is huge.
I haven't heard anything. It's the same because I came in listening to Come On, and when you were going down the list and talking about who is unattached, and so it's something that we're used to in the women's game. You understand? So it was kind of funny to me. I know all our women are playing professional. Well, most of them are professional players, but I'm sorry, I forgot what you asked. What did you ask?
I was asking. Yeah.
No, there's nothing in the pipeline that we heard. Right. So we also, after we talked to Coach Andrew Price and then we watched the game, we were talking about having like a camp. Remember, we were talking about having camps because we're going to have like the U15, U17, and U20 coming up. Yeah. So I know that like Stella Mali and whatever, they are responsible for the Reggae girls, senior Reggae girls. But there are so many other young girls out there that just need the opportunity. No football is going on. So we were thinking about going grassroots, level and holding camps and see if we can identify some really good young ladies, maybe not for the Jamaica national team, but maybe even for a high school scholarship and even a college scholarship. Yeah. So far, the same day when I had the idea, I got a sponsor. So SAP Sports says he's on board. He's going to come on board and just assist us to get it off the ground. A couple of my friends have also committed, so I have $1,000 so far. It sounds a little bit, but it was an idea that we just had, and it took 30 minutes to get $1,000 and get a major sponsor on board. So now let's turn to the logistics.
And I've also gotten coaches who are willing to come in and help as well. So it's something that people are interested in. You know, there's interest in the women's game now, and more people are coming on.
So that's what we're trying to do. Do the logistics, put the proposal together. Ballchat is supporting it. It's a very good idea. Nick got a whole bunch of people to call me, and we've been talking about it on the phone. So that's what we want to do. Maybe in September, October, just have camps, have young ladies. And I also wanted to point out the hypocrisy of Babsy Grange and Andrew Holness. They posted congrats to Bunny Shaw, whatever, while the high schools in Jamaica, Babsy, this is your ministry. The high schools in Jamaica don't want to have female teams. Their main talking point is that it breeds homosexuality, that because the girls play football, they're going to be lesbians. So most high schools don't have a female team. So for Babsy to come out and say, congrats to Bunny Shaw, while it's not reflecting in the high schools or even primary school level back home, I just think it was hypocritical. And I wanted to tweet at her, but me never want she block me. So, so we go into the grassroots, go from the grassroots level, see if we can identify the young ladies, Nick says he'll help with video in the games, so we can send those off so girls can get, to be seen if they want to go to college or whatever. Go the Jody Brown route, something like that. But as of right now, there's nothing going on for young ladies who really want to play football and who want to emulate Jody Brown and Monisha.
All right. I asked about pipeline and I got a whole jug, a whole leap. But yes, I definitely think that's a wonderful idea. And, Minister of Sports, Babs Grange, the Right Honorable, those are the views that come on. Don't block Ballchat, okay? Do not block Ballchat. Kaddish, family, thank you for taking the time as we wrap up the show. But you know what? We'll talk more as we discuss about this program and the camp and anything else in the world of women's football since you're here that we missed.
Oh, yeah. Apparently, Nikita Paris has left Lyon and is now on her way to Arsenal. And a lot of people are thinking that means that Vivian Miedema is out and going to Lyon. And that will be interesting to see, because then that means that Lyon is serious about rebuilding their status as a powerhouse team. So we'll see.
Big news here about, Nikita Paris, my fancy baller, going to Arsenal. Imagine that. Roll out the Arsenal jersey. Football family, stay safe, Kaddish.
All right, thanks for having me.
All right, bless up. Come on, let's wrap up quickly on Yard Ballers and the Jamaican Premier League. Well, before we go to the Jamaican Premier League, quickly, you had a lot to say about the provincial squad of the Reggae Boys. A big up to Be A Blessing on Flow Sports. Be A Blessing says, Wish Club Martin Davis he played for Gizera in the Maltese First Division. Come on, did you have anything else to say regarding the squad? Because you don't talk a lot.
No, I just want to know a player who in 2 seasons scored 51 goals in USL is overlooked for players who have not been producing. Yes, Dan Kelly has been one of the most prolific scorers in USL. He went to Israel, he came back, he's there. He has not done what Nico Brett has done for this season. Nico is 11 goals already for this season, banging one again last night, and he could not find his way on the squad. I just think I don't know what they're looking for. You need somebody in form, you need somebody who can play the positions that you want. Even if you don't choose him at the last set of players, but come on, to overlook a player who's constantly producing, there's no rhyme and there's no reason to it.
Yeah, big up Nico Brett and Martin Davis. Brethren, go on, continue doing the work. Don't worry about, of course, those international caps will be huge to help to elevate players moving on to better league. And these guys are performing. So Tapa, what you do, boy? If you pick the wrong squad, and things go to the go bad, we are gonna beat, We are beat you left, right, and center. I don't know. Come on, Jamaican Premier League kick off this weekend. Match day 1. Ready of football starting back on the island.
Listen, I hear that Akadong and Humble Lions are trained, but when they're from under roster, it will be interesting to see if he plays in the Premier League for Humble Lions.
But he will be better than the one Mr. Ravel Morris, who is not playing any club football, and he's on a
You know what? Listen, I am torn when it comes to Ravel. Ravel is alright. This is my problem. I always say teams pick players based on merit. But anyway, that's not going with Shakir, but that's a different thing. But Ravel is one of the best midfielders that Jamaica has. Even if he not have no club, when Ravel plays for Jamaica, he's outstanding, right? So what we're gonna do? If we can't find a club, we're gonna do take out the best midfielder we have. It's like cutting off our nose to spite our face. I'm still in prime. Listen, Tivoli, you need a player. Mount Pleasant, you need a player. What your side name? Mullines, you need a player. Ravel is unattached. Him will work for free. Him just want to stay fit. Because guess what? Any of Ravel might have a wonderful club of run him down. Him don't want to play MLS play. He can't come on USA. But anyway, that's the next thing. That's it. What?
So wait,
Can I come off foreign? What? I'm gonna call my link and ask him that
so
question.
wait,
But anyways,
we just want to
but
be,
anyways,
we just want to be.
Ravel is one of the best midfielders that I've seen in a long time that plays for Jamaica. So
So
he's unattached. It is just so unfortunate.
So we just want to big up Kofi Paul football family. Just we just want to be sure. Come on, you beat one
So,
baller because them unattached, but then you accept it from another baller. I just want to make sure.
that is where I am stuck because if you
Okay.
look at the quality footballer, you look at the Ravel Morrissey is quality. Tell me one midfielder we are better than Ravel. Oh, when Ravel only train, tell me.
I mean,
When Ravel plays, and this is the thing too, when you see Ravel on the pitch, him don't look lazy, proper, like he's not interested, like he's not committed. That is where the problem lies. So do we cut our nose off to spite our face? We only argue with the unattached player, them when are so good.
yeah, but you know how can jump on the bus because you have been in the trenches and
Almost
fighting with the reggae
40.
boys.
Aka is almost 40. Almost 40. Listen, if I mean like Aka, my coach the next gen. Listen, Aka would be the perfect assistant coach to Tapa.
Yes.
They're friends. Him know the players. Him can play football. If you as all as Aka is Aka fit.
Yes.
No, we don't want Aka being a defensive coach too, because him too wild. Be a red card.
Yeah.
But Aka would be the perfect assistant coach for work with Tapa.
Yes, he definitely has the skill set to do that. All right, let's get to Jamaican Premier League, which is starting up. By the way, quick update on Venezuela versus Ecuador. The score is currently 1-1. Venezuela just tied it up. Why, Joseph Martinez, he couldn't score. Come on, the Jamaican Premier League kicks off this weekend. Match day 1. Your thoughts on? I mean, just happy just to see some ball, right? That's pretty much
Okay,
it.
we had Coach Price on last week. I mean, there was really no enthusiasm. I'm saying it is what it is. It's like a play some ball to the best of their ability, right? The concern is that COVID is not yet over. Most of them are not vaccinated. See the debacle with not enough vaccines, so the people have come get them second shot. So it is a whole, slew of craziness. So the guy I have seen at Mount Pleasant, they're training ticket of the man them are train. I guess the other clubs are training as well. So let's look at some football. Is it going to be good, polished football? Maybe not. But the guys need to earn some money. And the local football base in Jamaica, they're clamoring for some local football, even though them can't go to match them. But at least, it will be shown on TV. And, at least some of these players can actually make the World Cup squad if they go out and they do really well.
Yep. Any other major news in the world of Jamaica in Jamaican football circle?
No, as I said, Nico Brett scored again last time. I think that was goal number 11, but the game was abandoned due to weather. So that's 51 goals for him in his career so far. Lamar Walker scored a really good free kick in a 2-1 loss to Charleston Battery. Other than that, some Jamaicans get a start, like L.A. Lewis, who has not started in a minute. He got a start. Peter Leavas got a 70-something minute run. So the Jamaicans are actually playing football. Jonah Fleming's got a start. As I said, it was abandoned due to weather. But, they're doing their thing in USL. They're playing, they're getting their minutes, they're earning their money. But nothing really to report. No outstanding from any Jamaicans this weekend.
Honored Gardens versus UWI was the Humble Lion versus Cavaliers, the first matches in the Jamaican Premier League. Come on, do we know officially what channel this stuff will be streamed on yet?
No, I've been following the Twitter accounts for the Jamaica Premier League, and I haven't gotten that. I asked them, because they're talking about the website, so I asked them if the website has the rosters, because people want to see the players, they want to see their faces, they want to know a little bit about them, what numbers they wear, what position, what is happening, and they're saying that they don't update it. So I think Little Tuck Shop just have to play some football and call it a tournament and done.
Looking for is a truncated tournament. Hornet Garden versus UWI. Cavalier versus Humble Lion. First two matches on the 26th this Saturday. On the 27th, Mount Pleasant versus TG. Big Bad Tivoli. Portmore versus Dumbleholland on the 27th. Veer versus what? Mount Pleasant? Which team is this? Mullines. What about it?
Your side, man.
Mullines. Veer versus Mullines. And Waterhouse. Big Bad Firehouse versus Harborview. In one of the
I should think that Sports Max will be carrying it because I mean, like, who else will have to carry it?
Yeah, I figure that they have the rights. Come on, I thought to know. Junior didn't join us, family, so I thought to know. Big games coming up this weekend. Euro decision day in Euro competition. Copa America games going on. We look forward to see more of Argentina and Brazil. See what Argentina will do. Next weekend, we'll have the quarterfinals or the round of 16 of Euro games rather than the quarterfinals. Come on, anything else you're looking forward to this weekend? To this week in football?
We just need Italy to just mash up everybody and Messi to just go through same way and cut and go through. You know, roop.
Yes. Football family, you can connect with us on Instagram at Ballchat Podcast. We're on Twitter at Ballchat1. We're on Facebook at Ballchat. Email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Big up yourselves. Enjoy your day. Eat some ice cream. Drink 2 Guinness. Enjoy your Father's Day. And all the listeners, we want to thank you once again. You have multiple opportunities or multiple choices to listen to football discussion, but you spend the Sunday afternoon with us, and we really respect and thank you for doing that. Come on, we're gone. I road enough, family.
Bless